Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, a football and pro wrestling podcast we bring you each and every week. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button and drop a like on the video, we'd really appreciate it. Special show tonight. We're going to be getting an update off Tom. Tom, glad to have you on the show again. If you remember a few weeks ago, Tom was on the show as well, giving us an update on this fantastic Leeds Legends match versus the Borough Legends, all for Tony McGurk. Great cause and stuff like that. Tom is going to be on for the first few minutes of the show. Marky will be joining us shortly. We will be going down through the Premier League, the League of Ireland. We'll be getting updates on the Champions League and everything in between, as we always do on a Monday. But Tom's going to kick us off tonight. He's going to give us an update on this Leeds Legends game down in the Carlisle grounds, the 10th of May. Plenty going on. There's a gala dinner. There's a meet and greet. There's prizes. There's raffles. Mark's going to be there with the trophies. I will be there with the podcast. If you want to come up, say hello, tell me how crap or good the podcast is, I don't mind. I'm not that sensitive whatsoever. Joining us in the chat, Morris Shorthall. Morris, how are we? From Cheap Heat Productions podcast. Leeds. Let's go. Absolutely. So to kick us off, Tom, give us an update. Let us know. Run us down through the team. Let us know what's going on, what's happened since you were last on, and give people a brief outline of it as well. And we will have a slide up, folks, as well. We have links to Eventbrite and all for the tickets for the meet and greet, for the tickets for the match, all that kind of stuff. And you can walk up on the day as well if you wish. Your money will not be turned away for this fantastic cause. Tom, kick us off.
Well, no, thanks a million for having me on again. It's good to reconnect with you. Yeah. So we've last spoken to the Leeds players that we have confirmed are Ian Hart. I think we all know him from his exploits with Leeds and Ireland. We've Matt Kilgallen, who was a centre-half with Leeds. Ben Parker, who was also a centre-half at Leeds. Andy Cousins. Well, Andy scored the first goal under the George Graham era back in '96, after Howard Wilkinson went. We've Ross McCormack. We've Eugenio Becchio, a centre-forward, and Jermaine Bedford, also another centre-forward. They're a bit light in midfield, I think, the Leeds Legends at the minute, but that will be sorted out because there's 2 or 3 more players to come on board. We think one of them will be Stephen McPhail. We're not 100% sure, and it'd be good to have an Irish connection. As we know, the manager on the day for Leeds is 2 legends, Mel Sterling and Paul Reaney. So again, we have people covering lots of different generations coming through. And some of the players that will be playing for the Borough Legends will include the likes of Marty Waters, Darren Forsyth, ex-Shelbourne, Robbie Cole, who was ex-Bray, Richie Parsons, who was ex lots of clubs in the League of Ireland. We've Darren Power, ex-Bray, PJ O'Connell, who has actually played for Leeds as well. We've also got Collie Tresson and Dax Keeley. Now, I think we could have 1 or 2 more, but I'm not 100% sure, so I didn't want to call them out in case they weren't. Plus, the managers for the Borough Legends on the day is Ian Morris, who managed Shells and Waterford, and Gary Zambra. Now, keeping with that, everybody involved in the Borough Legends that day will have a connection with Tony. Ian Morris played for the Irish under-19s when Tony was a coach. And when Tony was managing Ballybrack, Gary Zambra was his assistant manager for a number of years before he went on to take over when Tony went back to Bray. So they're the ones who will be involved basically on the pitch. But as we were saying, we have a lot of tickets sold for the match, but we need more. The more there, the better the atmosphere. As you said yourself there, Noel, the cups will be there. And if Leeds get promoted, oh my God, we should get a good kick out. And we'll be able to, people be able to get their photographs taken with the championship trophy that you'll have a replica of, that you're bringing along that day. And we can charge people a little $5 or something for that, all going to the cause. We would not be able to do this if we hadn't got a good few sponsors. And I'm just going to quickly run them out, give them a little plug if I can.
Yeah.
Atlas Auto Care. We've Tommel Hall Cleaning. We've Partners at Law Solicitors in Dunleary. We've Gemini and Surgical Innovations. We've Alma Engineering. We've Eco Warmer Homes. we've Fortis Security, No Mullen Transport, and Look displays, and KMC Building Services, and Mint Plus Telecom. And 75% of the sponsors that we have all been involved with football through the times, and couldn't do it without their help. And again, as I said, match tickets are 20 quid. It's a tenner for a junior or a tenner for an over 65. Now, we might need photo ID for some of them, you know yourself. And then also the meet and greet down in the Rochestown Lodge is €20. And that's on it between 11:30 to half 11 to 1 o'clock. And it's €20. Bring down any memorabilia. The players will take a photograph with you and sign your memorabilia. All in all, it's a fantastic day. And we have 40 seats left for the dinner. And it's €75 a head to go up to the Talbot Hotel, have a 3-course meal and a night with the Legends. And it promises to be a fantastic evening. Now, again, on the day, we're trying to raise as much as we can. So as it's coming in, we'll be selling tickets for a halftime raffle. And thanks to Mint Plus Telecom, we'll have an iPad and we'll have an iPhone, an up-to-date iPhone as the prizes. And the beauty of that is the person will be there, the people will be there to win it. So we're trying to do a lot of things and hopefully make it a great day for the McGurk family and anyone who knows Tony. We might as well celebrate legends while they're alive and not when they're gone.
Yeah, 100%. Spot on, Tom. That's great information and stuff, that, and such a great cause. And I just want to say to people, these Legends games, I've been going to them for a while now, and the work that yourselves and Tony and Legends 11s and Brown, all the guys do is absolutely phenomenal. A massive amount of work goes into pulling all this together on the day that it runs nice and smooth and maximizes as much money for Tony and stuff like that and all, and the great cause and stuff like that and all, you know. And I think it's really, really important. But what I would emphasize, you don't have to be a Leeds fan, you don't have to be a Borough fan, you don't have to even be a football fan. Come along, you'll have a great day. These players are phenomenal. They're so approachable. They're really, really nice. They will do anything for you. This is not a kind of a closed off thing or anything like that. You'll have great fun on the day. Bray is a great location, as always, for these things as well. Brand new pitch out there as well. Looks phenomenal. Bray also flying high at the moment, doing really, really well in Division 1 at the moment. And I just think it's really, really important to get out and support these things. And, you know, this is a time where football has a chance to give back. And it's really, really important that we get out there and we support it and stuff like that. And as Tom said, by that stage, Leeds, fingers crossed, hopefully will have won the championship and be promoted back into the Premier League at that stage to give it that bump that it needs. But come along, Ian Hart and lads are going to be there and stuff like that. So if you have a Leeds connection, if you have a Republic of Ireland connection, whatever it is, even if you have a connection to these lads' clubs when they were here in Ireland before they ever went across the water, come along, 20 quid, tenner for the kid. It's going to be a great day, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the sun will be shining on Bray as well, which makes it even a more phenomenal day because that ground really captures the sun when it comes out. You're right there on the seafront and stuff like that as well. So make sure, if you can, come down, folks, and support it. We will be there from the podcast as well. So come over, say hello, have a chat with us. We'll put together snippets and all, and we'll have videos up after the day and stuff like that. No doubt we'll get to talk to Tom on the day and Tony and probably Ian Hart and a few of the lads. We'll have a bit of crack and get their thoughts. And don't forget, folks, this is high level football as well. This won't be a sham or anything like that. These lads are very, very competitive still at the moment. We've gone to United ones, we've gone to Liverpool ones, we've gone to Celtic ones, and these guys want to win these games. And those Borough lads, when they take to the pitch, they'll want to beat Leeds on the day, and Leeds will go on the pitch the same way as well. And the football is always fantastic as well. So make sure, check it out. There it is again. That's the slide, folks. It's in the description as well. Eventbrite. The top link is for the meet and greet tickets. The bottom link is for the match tickets. And as Tom said, there's a gala dinner that night as well. There's a raffle, there's prizes, sponsors, there's everything going on. Everyone has rolled in to make this a success. And as Tom said, everyone has had a connection one way or another with Tony. Tony has touched over the years so many players down through the years and all, helped them out, promote them, League of Ireland, Ireland level, all that kind of stuff and all. So it's time that football now gives back. And it's a fantastic cause. That's all I can really say about it. If you need to get in touch, if you need any information, you can contact me on the podcast. You can contact Tom. No problem. You know where Browner is, Legends 11 on Facebook. It's all out there. It's all promoted. No reason not to be in touch with anyone. These videos go out live every Monday. Myself and Mark, we'll continue to promote it over the next few weeks as we do the podcast as well, and continue to push it out there. And like I said, Mark will be there with the trophies. He might even end up at nets for a few minutes and all, so they can make a show of him. Who knows what might happen? This man here on the screen here might don the gloves as well. Who knows? Might see him between the sticks as well. So we'll
not
see.
me, unfortunately.
No.
I'd love to, but doctor's orders, I'm not allowed to play. It's not because there's nothing wrong with me. He seen me playing and said it was shite. So he said, "You're not."
You might bring out for a minute at the end or something like that. Who knows?
I would love to. I would love to.
Yeah.
But especially to pay respects to Tony.
Yeah.
Can I just
Absolutely.
a big call out to the Bray Wanderers for giving us the use of their facilities.
Yeah.
Without them, this could not happen. Like, so, to Tony Richardson, who I went to school with, the chairman of Bray, Desi Roach, who I played football with for donkey's years, Gary Loons, who I also played football with, the general manager of Bray, and Devo, who I suppose we all know. And Joe Fitz, if it wasn't for them giving us the facility, we couldn't do it. So from the bottom of our hearts, we really appreciate the of the ground.
And I have to say, when people are asked to step in like that and help out, Bray Wanderers are exemplary in this. They can always be relied on to help out and stuff like that. Always willing to help out when they can on any of these charity events. I've been down there for Celtic ones and everything and all. Fantastic days out and stuff like that. Hats off to everyone at Bray Wanderers as well. They really put that C back in community, don't they, Bray Wanderers as a club? So yeah, great to see it, and I'm sure they'll be there on the day as well, and it'll be a stellar event. Philip's asking again, what other Leeds players are coming over? We ran through it earlier, Philip. Give him a rundown there again, Tom.
I'll give you a quick one again. We've Ian Hart, Matt Kilcallan, Ben Parker, Andy Cousins, Jermaine Beckford, Ross McCormick, Becchio, Mel Sterling, Paul Rainey, hopefully Stephen McPhail, and a couple of others that are going to be announced. We were trying to get Nicky Bourne as well, so we get all the young ones out then because he played for Leeds, but unfortunately he's not available that day. He has a hairdresser's appointment, I think.
There we go. That's the way it goes, isn't it? But yeah, absolutely. So yeah,
that's right.
So
we were due to also have your man Michael, who played up front, but I can't think of his name now. Michael Bridges. But Sunderland are in the playoffs. He is he's contracted to them as well for doing commentary work on their TV. So unfortunately, he can't come.
That's
He'll be here in spirit. So.
Yeah, there you go. So we might have been able to bring him over and get an L connection. He could have still done commentary on the Sunderland game at the same time. The wonders of technology, yeah. Sunderland TV direct from the Carlisle grounds and Bray County.
That's there by the seaside.
I tell you. So there you go, folks. One last reminder. There's your links. This is what's involved. A really, really important game for people to support and stuff like that. And like I said, you don't have to be a Leeds supporter. You don't have to be a supporter of any team to come out and enjoy these Legends games. They're fantastic. And if you need any further information, contact me. I'm always available to give out information and stuff like that. But the main thing is get these tickets sold, get these people crammed in, and have a great day and make plenty of money for this great cause and stuff like that. Tom, as always, pleasure having you on and catching up with you again. Always fun to chat. It's been a long road for both of us. I know we know each other a long time now at this stage, so always a pleasure. Small world and stuff like that. So until next time. And if you've any other updates, Tom, if you want to jump on again, if there's any more updates or anything else, let us know. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks a million, Niall. Thanks a million. Talk to you soon. Look forward to seeing you on the day.
Cheers, pal. See you then.
Bye. Bye.
So there you go, folks. That's Tom Mulhall, who's heavily involved in this Leeds Legends game charity event for Tony McGurk. to raise funds for Tony's rehabilitation. Always a great cause and stuff like that. Leeds Legends, of course, Tony Brown, heavily involved as well. Browner on the day and stuff like that. And Marky be there, as I said, with the trophies. I'll be there with the podcast. Darren will be with me, no doubt, as well. We'll have a bit of crack on the day. Come over and say hello. We're very approachable. We don't hide away. We don't shy away. There'll be a bit of crack. We don't bite around like that. Come over and tell us what you think of the podcast, or come over and shoot a few minutes on the podcast. Even we'll have our phones there, the mics and all that kind of good stuff. We'll get your latest thoughts on everything that's going on and all the rest of it. Marky is due to join me shortly. But what I will say is this is the sponsor of the Monday mashup this season, and how fitting we used the Leeds boys from the meet and greet there from a few weeks ago. Ian Hart and Stuart Dallas and all those boys and stuff, Marky there with those trophies. And rumour has it Marky might be unveiling a new trophy at it as well, but we're not going to give that away. You're going to have to pay your money and get down there if you want to see what the new trophy is available in the collection. But of course, Hogan Elite Trophy Hire, the sponsor of the Monday Mashup this season, every Monday coming to you on YouTube. Don't forget, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and drop a like on the video. Spread the word, and certainly spread the word if you can, folks, on your socials as well, about this Leeds Legends games. Every bit of money that comes in is really, really needed. So try your best to spread the word on that as well. And if you can, head over to Hogan Elite Trophy Hire, Facebook, Instagram, follow, like, share, all that kind of stuff as well. And while you're on there on Facebook as well, look up Legends 11 and hit a follow on them as well. Tony and the boys are over there. So many matches planned over the next few months. Some phenomenal games and stuff like that. You will be blown away by the talent and the level of quality of players that these boys are bringing in for these Legends games. Sometimes you go to these Legends games and you watch them and you think, how are these boys not still playing at a certain level and stuff like that? No, absolutely phenomenal stuff. So make sure you check that out. Give everyone a like and a follow. It doesn't cost anyone anything. So just, always nice to share the wealth and stuff like that, especially on the socials and stuff like that. Just want to mention, folks, obviously for the week that's in it and stuff like that, I will be heading off to Vegas tomorrow. So look out, keep an eye on the channel as well. We will be doing lots of interviews, vlogs, all that kind of stuff while we're over there. Having the crack and stuff, and so with plenty of videos. There won't be an actual wrestling podcast this week because obviously I'll be away, but there'll be plenty of videos going up and stuff like that. But it should be good crack. And then I will be back. I think Morris and Darren might be doing the Thursday tier talk on the Thursday. I have to hook that up with Morris and stuff like that. So that should be a bit of crack as well. They're going to cover for me. So make sure you give the guys all your support on Thursday as well. Morris being a Gowner and Darren being a United fan, it should make for an interesting matchup, as they say. Morris, not a great weekend, mate. Not a great weekend. No, not a great weekend. But it could be a great week. And that's the main thing. And my man is in. What a win. 4-2 with the Spuds. I love it, Ryan. Good to see you there as well. Here's Marky here now. So we'll bring Marky in, as always. What up, my friend?
What's the story, cuz? Finally made it on.
Not a
just
problem
was
at all.
watching Tom there on the phone. Fair play.
Yeah, just had Tom on there. So plenty happening for this Leeds game. So as I said, people, keep on supporting this. It's very important that when you have a chance that you give back, because you never know. It could be you, it could be anyone next. You never know. You just never know, But yeah, how are you doing?
All good, yeah. It's been a bit of a mad week the last week, as you well know. My dad's cousin's wife last Tuesday afternoon sadly had a heart attack and passed away. And then the very next, poor old Terry was buried today.
Rest in peace.
And then the very next morning, I get woken up by a phone call off my mum to say my dad had just had a heart attack as well. So yeah, it was worrying times. He's in recovery now. He was in James, just got sent over to St. Vincent's. They put a stint in and stuff like that. Did a procedure. So yeah, he's on the road to recovery. But yeah, scary times, man. Scary times. Bit of a mad week. Yeah. So yeah, and he even, as I sent you, I think it was on Saturday, wasn't it? He got a video message from Brian McClare of all things. So yeah, fair play to Browner for hooking that up,
Yeah. If you're getting a personal video from Brian McClare wishing you well, it's kind of nearly worth it, isn't it? It's kind of nearly worth it, isn't it?
Yeah. So.
That's it. And I have to say, just to clarify as well, big up Derek, and I hope you're doing well. Derek is actually my cousin.
Yeah.
Mark is Derek's son, but I call him Mark cousin. But Mark's dad, Derek, is actually my cousin.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So no, he's on the mend. Obviously, we had a chat there talking about all the Hogans and stuff after it happened. But yeah, so it's he should be all good, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers, Morris. Thank you. Cheers, man. Cheers, Ryan. Thanks a million, man. Just seeing that there. Cheers, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to keep you posted, folks, there is where are we? 65 minutes gone. Bournemouth 1, Fulham 0 at the moment. Big game on the Monday night there.
Yeah,
Bournemouth. Didn't even see who. Tell me who got the goal. Semenyo, of course. Who else? Semenyo with the goal, of course. Absolutely flying at the moment.
And
something tells me he won't be there.
Before we go any further, I'll just say that my 5-year-old Georgia is upstairs watching on her phone there. She says she wants to tune in. She's allowed to stay awake a little bit later tonight because obviously it's Easter break. So, hello, Georgia.
Big shout out to Georgia. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. But before we begin, I did the intro, I did the sponsorship and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
Folks,
yeah.
For the week that's in it. We're also hoping on Sunday, fingers crossed, we could win the league on Sunday against Leicester. And we're going out, apparently myself and Dino, we've hooked up with the Las Vegas Liverpool Supporters Club. We might shoot a bit of footage of that as well, because you could see myself and Dino running down the Vegas Strip with a couple of bottles of champagne in the nude if Liverpool clinch the league. So who knows?
That will happen if you don't win either way.
Happen if you don't win. We're just delaying it by a week, really, are we? So would it be nice if it happened in Vegas? It'd be quite special. So
that'd be class, yeah.
Yeah, because myself and Dino, we're going away, as you know, with Graham and JR as well. So for great
karaoke bars will be hit. Did I think I just heard when I was backstage, as they say, Morris and Dazzler hooking up on Thursday night, are they?
Morris and Dazzler. Apparently, Morris wants to step into the host and say for the Thursday tier talk.
No better buckle to do it. And you know how Darren's love and affection towards Arsenal as well, so that should go down well.
Absolutely, and Morris's as well. Yeah, exactly. I hope Arsenal travel the Ipswich game so I can see that. Sweet. There we go. I'll be run down like the Ultimate Warrior, the music attack. I just wouldn't be as quick. Hi, Mark. Sorry to hear about Uncle and your dad, Derek. Send them my regards. Absolutely.
Cheers, Philip. Thanks a million, man.
Legend. But for the week that's in it as well, folks, want to take a minute as we always do, and let's take a moment to think about these 97 people who sadly lost their lives. They went to a match to support the team and never came home, and for years and years and decades and all fought for justice, that still hasn't kind of been done yet. And we think about them every year, especially at this time. And I have to say, on Sunday, big shout out to the West Ham supporters who were absolutely impeccable on the day. You could hear a pin drop. So absolutely hats off to the West Ham supporters and stuff like that as well. Phenomenal job.
And to the players, because the players actually went to the monument, the memorial and laid flowers and stuff. So it was great to see, you know.
Yeah, so all around, great job from them, great job for us, and it was a great match as well. Game of two halves, and we will get into that as well, of course. But just thinking about these people, it's obviously a sad time, and it's nice to reflect on it as well, especially when you're on the cusp of winning a league as well and stuff like that as well.
Exactly, and obviously knowing what the families had to go through and the fight for the justice and everything was against them, the government and the media and stuff like that. So it's. It's one of those poignant moments of the year, isn't it? Where I think all football in the all football community gets together and remembers the 97. You know.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course we rescind it all the time as well with the Munich disaster, and of course with Bradford as well, and all those other football disasters. But just keep it in your mind, folks. Never nice. Imagine your kids going to a football match and never coming home. Very, very sad, of course. What do I want to get into? Let me see. We won't start with the Prem yet because I know it's upsetting you. So we'll start. Listen, we'll take a look at Europe. Let's take a look at Europe and see where it takes us. Champions League thoughts. Yes. Obviously, it was stellar last week. What are we thinking? Barcelona probably true. Yeah, I mean, Dortmund pulling that back.
No.
they ain't Liverpool.
No. I can't see it happening. I felt a little bad for Villa at the end of the game to concede. So late on in stoppage time at 2-1, I think there's still a game. To be honest with you, going into Villa Park, I think 3-1 is just a little bit too far. Particularly, obviously, PSG were looking strong going forward, so you can see them scoring and stuff like that. You'd like to think Villa will get the first goal, maybe, get the Villa Park crowd behind them and make it into somewhat of an interesting game, but I can just see PSG going through here, unfortunately,
I think the difficulty for Villa basically is, can they keep PSG out?
Yeah.
Because if they can't stop PSG scoring, then they need to score 3.
Exactly.
That's the problem, really.
Yeah.
I think they'll be plucky on the night. I think the Villa Park crowd will be pumped up for it and all. As they always are. There'll be a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I just think the difficulty in keeping a clean sheet against PSG and scoring at least 2 goals and bringing it into extra time and penalties might be the way to go. But it's going to be difficult. But listen, if anyone can do it, Emery can do it. Emery is a European Cup specialist. He knows how to manage his way through these situations at times. But PSG looking very, very strong this year. Did an absolute number on us over the 2 legs as well. So it could be difficult. As you said, 2-1, give them a real good chance. 3-1 is tough because I do think PSG will probably score. And then it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal. 100%. We should say. Inter versus Bayern, nicely poised. Inter 2-1 up. Bayern will be kicking themselves. Kane missed a number of chances in that first leg. Absolute sitters. What way do you see this going? Obviously,
it's going to be interesting. Obviously, Inter went 1-0 up, and Munich kind of got back into it, and then Inter went on to win 2-1. But I don't know, it's a weird one. I think in the San Siro, you would think they might just get over the line, but obviously with Munich, you've seen some of the chances they created. Obviously, they didn't put them away, so it's always dangerous. It would not surprise me if this went all the way to extra time and penalties.
This one kind of feels like the closest one out of all 4, doesn't it? It could go either way, kind of thing. The other ones are kind of, we got on to the bottom one now. Morris is in the chat there as well. Obviously, Real Madrid 3-0 down against Arsenal. Camavinga getting sent off, kicking the ball away. No more complaining about kicking balls away and red cards because it happens to everyone. There we go. Just put that out there. But what do you think on this bottom one? Do you think Real Madrid? Do you think this couldn't be a capitulation by Arsenal? Sure, couldn't. They're so well organised now, and Real are all over the place with them. Did you see Mbappe last night? Red card. Horrific tackle. Horrific.
Do you know what? It's weird because even at 3-0, you can never write that Real Madrid team off. Just Real Madrid in general, you can't write them off. But you're just seeing Arsenal how well they played against them. It could have been a lot more, particularly obviously they went down to 10 men. It probably took it out of Arsenal watching them against Brentford over the weekend because they didn't look as good, as sharp. But I just, again, if Real Madrid get an early goal, the Bernabeu will be bouncing. And you just feel like sometimes when that happens, I've seen it with Manchester United in the Bernabeu, it just it sucks the energy out of the opposition team and it lets Madrid back into the game,
It's not only that, you think with the Champions League as well in UEFA, they always want Real Madrid in there. Real Madrid are the cornerstone of it,
If there's a 50-50 shout or anything in that game, we know who it's going to. That sort of way. It's one of
Los
those.
Blancos.
I think it will be close, but I think Arsenal are going to edge it. I really think they'll edge it. I think, it wouldn't surprise me if, it was like Real Madrid obviously get an early goal, get a second, it's 3-2 on aggregate then. They're pushing, and maybe Arsenal catch them on the counter and get a goal and win. But I can just see them sneaking through Arsenal.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And look, when we're not left in it, it's all good. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the only thing is, if you're going there 3-0 up, you gotta go through. Because if you don't go through, you're never going to hear the end of it.
I was just going to say that, Joanne and Morrison all in the chat, if you don't go through, that is like looking at Tottenham will be.
And you know what I was thinking the other day as well? I was watching the Brentford game and I was thinking, this is prior to the West Ham result with us as well. Yeah. I was thinking, if Arsenal had a bet Brentford and they had a bet Everton, they were only 6 points off us.
Yeah,
with 6 games to go.
Yeah.
And the fear I have with kind of Arteta is as well, he likes to tend to pie off trophies to concentrate on something, and then it doesn't actually go the way he wants.
Yeah,
and my fear is that he'll have pied off the league here when, okay, 12 points is a big gap. But like with 6 games to go, if you could have reduced that gap down and put the pressure on us, like if Arsenal had about Brentford and they had about Everton, and we were going into that game 6 points to the gap, I lay you odds we would have probably drawn against West Ham.
Absolutely.
And then there's only 7 with 6 games to go. It's game on then.
Yeah,
you know. 100%. So it's just, that's the only thing I would fear, that any time I've seen Arteta going, all right, we're going to concentrate on the league, so forget about the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and whatever else, then the league doesn't get delivered.
Yeah.
That's my only fear, that this could go from the absolute highs of last week, absolutely smashing Real Madrid, to like poor against Brentford, and then trying to get those boys up again, because as Morris says as well, this isn't job done yet at 3-0. This is Real Madrid. And if they
100%.
turn on the afterburners, we've seen people melt, you know. And
yeah, absolutely.
And you will never see 2 better free kicks than Declan Rice last week.
That's
the chances of that being repeated. Both of them were just sensational. The bend on the first one as well.
Man.
You see the cameraman moving out of the way, and the ball just curls in. It's not even going near him.
I've seen so many angles, and even from fans, mobile phones and stuff like that. It's just but that second one, no keeper, not even 2 keepers, as the commentators would say that. Unbelievable strike. You couldn't have hit any sweeter, you know.
So what are we thinking? We're going Barcelona, PSG, Arsenal,
and I think I think it's going to go all the way with that Inter and Bayern game. I think it's a flip of a coin, you know.
I think you're edging towards Bayern, aren't you?
A little bit.
Yeah. I can hear it in you. So that's what we're thinking. We're actually
I'm going the Germans on penalties.
We're actually going all the ways as well.
Yeah.
See that, the way it's structured. So there you go.
Yeah.
So there we go. So we'll see how that goes. We'll reflect back on it in time. Now, quarterfinals, you got to talk about this one. Leon, nicely poised. What you thinking? This is the definition of squeaky bum time, isn't it? This has to go through, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I was very, very pissed off on last Thursday night on the way home from work, watching it on the phone and seeing the mistakes a certain goalkeeper made and stuff like that. I thought we had good spells in the game,
and yesterday wasn't much better.
And
we will get to talk about that as well. Good Lord.
It just seems to be a thing, doesn't it, with goalkeepers? Give Tom Heaton a go on Thursday night. He's an experienced goalkeeper, you know. But I know. But sure. Listen, last Thursday and Sunday, we were myself and my dad were joking. If he hadn't had the heart attack, he probably would after those 2 games anyway. You know, that sort of way. So, but listen, it was there was parts of the game I thought we played very well last Thursday, but then you just felt anytime Leon were going forward that they had half a chance of scoring, you know, that sort of way. But it's so frustrating. There hasn't been a consistency. Listen, you can go back to that drab draw against Man City as well. Oh yeah, we drew against City 0-0. We didn't concede, but we didn't create much either, you know, that sort of way. And it's so frustrating. But listen, we know it's all or nothing, you know. It's the Europa League now or nothing. It's our only chance of winning silverware and potentially qualifying for the Champions League next season. So in that case, especially at home, I think we might sneak it. I'm hoping we do. But I don't know. I just have a feeling the last few weeks we need to get to the back, like get over our head, concentrate on this game. And our season rests on 90 minutes of football on Thursday night. I said it weeks ago, the league's a write-off. I said that weeks and weeks and weeks ago. It's a write-off. We need to win this trophy, and that's it. And I'm hoping the lads get that message and they know that our season is on the line on Thursday and we'll fight. How many Manchester United teams have we seen fight in Europe, fight in the league throughout the 80s, 90s, 90s? We have to follow in their footsteps, so hopefully we can get the job done, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tough, and you're going to have to battle hard for it, and you're going to have to dig in at times as well, because we can see, like we seen in the first game, this Leon team, they can play football.
They can,
They
yeah.
can play football, and if you're not up for it and stuff like that, and now you're after. I think you've lost Xerxes, haven't you? I haven't got an update yet, but it's a hamstring, isn't it? So
yeah, seeing that.
he's probably gone for the rest of the season, I'd imagine, with hammy. Yeah, because there's not that much left and stuff like that. Rangers, of course, getting a great draw down to 10 men off to Bilbao. That'll be tough for them, though. I'd see Bilbao coming through that. Spurs against Frankfurt, interesting. You know, it's weird looking at Spurs there. Obviously, Ryan will be talking to us shortly about the 4-2 against Tottenham there the other day. You know, not great. Ange all over the place. And you would think that this would be his last game. I think if he loses, I can't see them sticking with him then.
Definitely.
You know, it's absolutely tragic. Lazio 2-0 down. Their fans will be in full voice. The Ultras will want an answer to that 2-0 against Borough. That's not a great result for a team like Lazio. They were the favourites for it. But if anything, Lazio, they could come back at home. And we know with Bodo Glimt, they're not bad on their travels either, Bodo Glimt either. They've had some good results on their travels as well. And then obviously you guys against Leon, it just you have to find a way. It just has to happen, and that's it.
Big time. We need did you see Scott McTominay's goal?
Yes.
Unbelievable. We need it. We need him back in midfield.
We need to sit down at some stage, maybe in the summer, and do a podcast on players that have left United and gone on and succeeded, and why. What's the issue? Why does this keep on happening? Because the fear at the moment is you might go into a summer where you sell Garnacho and you sell Manu, and you're going, these guys will go off somewhere and be absolute superstars.
Well, I definitely know Garnacho will. Obviously, Manu still one good season on his belt. We're still trying to read into it, but Garnacho certainly will go out and express himself, you know. And you look at Rashford, Anthony, like you said, McTominay and stuff like that. I
think we have a potential penalty here. Do we under review? Is it for Fulham, I think?
Let's have a look now.
81st minute. Penalty under review. So we'll stick with it till we get a response on it. Right, so what are we thinking here? Bilbao, Frankfurt.
I think Lazio will overturn it, I think at home they're getting nearly going to overturn it, and hopefully United as well.
Yeah, you think Lazio might overturn it? That'll be interesting. 2-0 up. That'll be huge. So we shall see. But we're getting into the business end of stuff now, and it's pretty interesting.
It's for Bournemouth because
it was for Bournemouth. It was overruled anyway. It's no penalty.
Keeper
I didn't see.
Keeper got his hands to it. You could see the change of direction, and you got the ball first, and then the player goes over him. So you can see the ball, the change of direction, I think, and the player just goes over him. For what I can see, anyway.
Yeah, let's take some comments. Morris, myself, and Darren might get Del Boy on and the Chelsea Roar. Good Lord, Mark, you might come back. There might be no channel. There might be no channel. These guys, this might be the plot. These guys might be looking to take the channel down. There you go. Phillips saying, RIP to 97 who never came home. No fans deserve to go to a football match and die. Absolutely 100%. Arsenal can still throw this away. They can, but they shouldn't. There should be no reason for this. Arsenal were outstanding last week in every level. Villa are going to have to come out more in this game, which will suit PSG. I think PSG go through comfortably. Interesting. Good shout, Ryan. Good shout. Morris, he was already suspended for that game without the second yellow. He was, Morris, but I was just emphasising the point that he got a red for kicking the ball away. Just saying. I think we need a fourth. I think you need a fourth, and I think you'll get a fourth as well.
I think they will score.
I think they're struggling. Papa Perez has his brown envelopes ready. There you go. Red card and a penalty within the first 10 minutes. Can you imagine?
Won't be surprised.
Imagine, oh my God, the uproar. Imagine Arteta his head would just explode on the side.
Definitely.
I win a trophy in my second season, mate.
Got to love that answer, huh?
Oh, I tell you. Why do people do this to the footballing gods? Why do they do this?
I hear Morris is winning wrestling belts down in Castle Comer now, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Actually, we were going to show the clip this week on the wrestling show.
Nice.
But we've no wrestling show this week. But it might squeeze in there on one of the podcasts as a little Easter egg. We'll see. I
know.
Yeah, the Earl Hebner of Castle Comer.
Hope it went well, Morris. Hope it went well, man.
I just want to say as well, that was the quickest 3 count I've ever seen. Just saying. Just putting it out there.
Hebner, huh?
Just putting it out there, 100%. The Castle Comer screw job.
Or who was that ref in WCW with Hogan with the fast count? With the tash. Yeah, man, with the tash. Oh, what was his name?
No idea. Can't remember.
Fuck. That's going to wreck
There was Danny Davis in WWF, remember? Remember Danny Davis, and then he became a wrestler. He turned heel. Remember he robbed the belts off the Bulldogs and gave them to the Heart Foundation.
Jesus.
Dangerous Danny Davis.
Davis.
Who else have we got? Patrick, was it? Ref Patrick.
Remember, was it Tim White as well? He only passed away. He only passed away a few years
ago. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, great friend. Close friend of Andre the Joint. I actually was having drinks with a woman over in Florida when we were at the Royal Rumble, and she was next door neighbours to Timmy White, and where we were, and she went back to her house. It's only down the road from the bar. We were in the karaoke bar, and she brought back loads of pictures of her and Andre and Timmy White and all in the house and all. Yeah, Andre used to be down there as well and all. So class. Yeah, so you just never know who you're going to meet. Told you Scott shouldn't have been sold.
Yeah, I agree with Morris. I said on this. Yeah, 100%, man.
Morris, you should have bought him. He's going cheap at 30-odd mil at one stage.
Right.
What's the crack, lads? Big up. How are you? Hope you're keeping well, Morris. Absolutely.
Who's that? Eno, is it?
That's Eno, yeah. No dodgy t-shirts. No dodgy t-shirts, but a quick count. There you go. Right, Premier League. I know this is tough for you, but we rattled down through it. Man City, very impressive, 5-2. After going 2-0 down and everyone losing their mind.
Yeah. Do you know what? Palace did all right. But when I seen them score so early, I said it to Rowan Deedles. I don't know if he's in the chat. We were watching it. And I said, it's like you anger the beast if you score that early against them. And they come at you anyway in the Etihad, but they come at you even more, take it fast. And yeah, it was a good win in the end. Yeah, man. Scored, the young lad scored. McAtee, he had a good game. But then, is that O'Reilly scored near the end? I think, did he get the fifth?
O'Reilly got one as well.
Yeah. So great performance by them, and it just shows, the young lads coming in and getting an opportunity, So yeah, it was a good win for them.
And we never got your thoughts. Kevin De Bruyne opening up the scoring for Man City as well, leaving Man City at the end of this season.
Listen, we've seen some cracking players come through the Premier League through the years, and he's definitely up there with them. Brilliant midfielder. Obviously, I think that last is that like Hulk Hogan when he was wearing the mask that time as the American?
No, that's Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea, not the same person.
Yeah. But you can even see it, like the last injury, I think it's taken its toll. There was times on Saturday when he was trying to run and he couldn't run as he used to, that sort of way. You can just see it in him. He'll never lose it with the ball at his feet, but he's been unbelievable for City, what a player he's been, and it's been great to watch, like I say, as a football fan. Some of his assists, his goals, been unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. David Moyes has Everton 6th in the form table since his appointment. He really has been a good season for Everton next year. If they add a couple, I think going into the new ground though, they need to be a bit more watchable. I would say, a little bit more entertaining. I know it's always important, the 3 points and stuff like that and all, but when you're going into a new fabulous stadium like that down on the docks, you know what I mean. They're gonna want to see a brand of football as well. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens there. But listen, it's all about the results. Morris is in. Mr. America is entered the chat. He certainly has. He'll have to change his profile picture now and look like your man. What's his name? Gable, is it? Americano, whatever his name is. Yeah, absolutely. Brighton 2, Leicester 2. Brighton be kicking themselves. 2 penalties. Kind of stuttering at the moment, Brighton a little bit.
How did the 2 penalties go to VAR? You understand the first one's a handball. It's fairly quick, but the second one is... How the referee doesn't give it straight away is beyond me, Brighton, listen, they've had some decent, very good results at home this season against the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal and stuff, but you're seeing them, they take the lead and they let Leicester back in. Great point for Leicester. Obviously, I think it's a bit little little bit too late for them to gather any momentum from it and stay up. But it's a very disappointing result at home for Brighton, and particularly you're seeing how well they've been playing over recent weeks. But I just think it was a poor performance, particularly in the second half. I think to let Leicester in and get the goals when they did.
No disrespect at the moment, but I have to say this: if you're dropping points at the moment to Southampton, Leicester, or Ipswich at the moment, it's poor because those three teams are dead and buried. You should never be dropping points to them.
Exactly.
Maybe they will hire Stephen Kenny for the sexy football. Don't know. It's more workman like, I would say.
Well, Pats are up there near the top of the table now, Morris.
We'll be looking at it. Don't worry. It's just a coincidence that I just happen to look like such a person. There you go.
Good man, Reggie. Good man, Reggie.
Forest 0, Everton 1. Forest a little bit stuttery as well at the moment.
A little bit, and like Morris said, David Moyes has steadied the ship at Everton. I think Everton were the much better team in all departments on the day. They just showed they were more hungry than Forest on Saturday, and Garner had an opportunity to take the lead in the first half. And he just felt if there was, I know they scored late on, it was almost a bright counter-attacking goal, but you just felt watching them that they deserved the 3 points on the day. Like I said, they were better in all departments than Forest.
And Southampton 0, Aston Villa 3, a procession for Aston Villa. Southampton look absolutely dead and buried. I think they sacked their manager after the game as well, as far as now. Or have they already done that? They'd already done it.
The week, I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday leading up. They let him go, But I think, listen, it was a great finish by Watkins, and it was a Malin. I think he scored the second goal. Fantastic drill goal into the bottom left hand corner. Watkins was a good finish as well because he was stretching. It was tough, hits the underside of the bar and goes in. And you'd say a somewhat professional performance by Villa to go there, get the 3 points, clean sheet, and go home with that, particularly with PSG on their horizon.
Keep that momentum going. You know what I mean? It could
Yeah.
have been very easy for Aston Villa, but I suppose Aston Villa are in the height of a top 5 race as well at the moment as well, so they can't afford to be dropping points.
And in fairness, Emery, he's switching it up a little bit. He's been resting Watkins, starting Rashford. He has Asensio to call on there and a few others, and he has strength and depth on it. And I think he's rotating well at the minute.
That top 5 race at the moment is quality.
Oh, yes.
Absolute quality at the minute. And then we had the evening game, Arsenal versus Brentford. Partey giving them the lead on 61. They kind of huffed and they puffed to blow the house down. Brentford looked like they're running out the rest of the season. But Vissa coming up on 74 as well with a lovely goal. But Partey, I think, took his goal really well, I have to say.
And from Raya to Declan Rice's touch to take it away from the Brentford player and make that run. It just seemed like the whole pitch opened up for him, and he puts on a play for Partey. Partey still had a bit to do, great finish. But I think after going 1-0 up, particularly, with the, like you say, momentum, we talk about momentum, you bring that momentum and beating Real Madrid 3-0 and in the previous game. Sorry, Fulham just had cross in there. Keeper has it. So you would expect going 1-0 up against Brentford. But Brentford have a decent away record this season, so they're not an easy team to play against. You'd always be expecting them to get something out of it. So, but they definitely deserve to draw. But Arsenal,
I think the goal they scored, Arsenal as well, kind of froze because there was a cluster of players around it, and then the ball just hit the back of the net.
Yeah.
And it was like as if Vissa had all the time in the world, yet there was lots of Arsenal players around him.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but
I think well on point by Brentford, but.
I seen that the other day. Henry has stopped doing podcasting at the moment. He was getting more abuse again, stuff like that. So we're saying that last one. So listen, Henry, if you're listening in or whatever, we hope you're doing well, pal, right? Don't take any of this to heart around like that.
Keep your chin up, Henry. Don't take it to heart.
Remember, it's not the real world. Social media and podcasting is not the real world. It's something we do. And listen, be thick-skinned about it. Don't let that drag you down. Do your thing. Do your thing, as they say. Let's get into Sunday. Chelsea 2, Ipswich 2. Ipswich 2-0 up. McKenna be kicking himself here. He was absolutely flying.
Do you know what? And Ipswich have done this season. They played well, got the lead in games, and just let it slip. I think out of all the teams that have potentially are going to be relegated, which we know Leicester, Southampton, and the Ipswich themselves, I think Ipswich have played the better football over the course of the season, and at times they've just been very, very unlucky not to see games out. And I think you know yourself. I think the News played them the opening game of the season
Yeah, it
away
was a
from
scare.
home.
For
They
first
did.
45 minutes, we were
They
woeful. They
played
were
very, very well, but they just let teams get back into games, and it's very frustrating. I had said it from the start. They had the championship back four, which I know they did, but they showed fight. They've good attacking players as well. I felt sorry for Kieran McKenna because he's trying to play a style of football in the Premier League against the bigger boys and really go at them, and it just hasn't worked out. And I do feel sorry for him,
I think we said it when we were doing the review back in the summer. Remember at the start of the season, we
Yeah.
looked at what teams had come up and what teams were in the division and what teams had spent. And I think we highlighted Ipswich as one of those teams that just didn't invest the broadcast and money into the squad to push on. And that was a real issue. We felt they were going to be a little bit short, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. And it's unfortunate it's happened, but like I said, they've been trying to play some good football and stuff,
Yeah, absolutely. United very interested in that Liam Delapia release clause, 30 million and stuff like that. Absolutely. And again, at the right ceiling, at the right club, with the right coach, and that could be an absolute steal. We just don't know, Again, the only thing I would be worried about as well, United bringing in a lot of youth at the moment and potentially experience going out the door. You need that blend of both in there as well. There's a lot of young talent in there with a huge ceiling, but they kind of need someone to put an arm around them as well at times in tough situations and matches and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I would be wary about. And Ipswich started with a woeful keeper. They did.
Sure, so did we, and we still had him for the whole season, Morris.
He still ain't gone.
No,
he still ain't gone.
Still
but yeah, tough one for Chelsea as well. Chelsea up to Christmas were absolutely phenomenal. I think at one stage they got to within 2 points of us, and we felt that might be a bit of a title race here with Maresca being kind of new into the Prem.
Yeah.
Arnie Slot being new into the Prem. Could have been a very interesting dynamic, but didn't pan out that way. Chelsea fell away, and I think it all started in Pinpoint as well. Remember when Maresca came out and he said, we're not going to be challenging for this and we ain't going to be doing this and all, and kind of dampened down the players. And of course, I did mention when people were losing their minds last season about Cole Palmer, I think he's a fabulous player as well. But I said you cannot expect a kid like that to come out and replicate that season again and carry that club. And this is what's happened and stuff like that. It's unfair to expect a kid like that to carry the club. And he has had a drop off. And you can expect that when you're dealing with kids and younger players. They just can't continually do it and stuff like that. We also seen it with Havertz at Arsenal. We said it at the start of the season as well, that there was no way he was going to replicate the purple patch he had last season. And I think Arteta banked on it, and that's the way it went. Big up, Maggie. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're good.
How are you, Maggie?
Got your back, Henry Ray. There you go.
Wake up, Maggie. I think I got.
Hey, Reggie, how are you? There you go. Look at that. All the love in the chat there. Parma has ran out of gas, carrying the team on his back. Absolutely. And it's just mad. When you look at the talent they have there, you've got Nkunku, who I don't know, did they keep the real Nkunku and send this imposter over? Because he's nowhere near a reflection of the Nkunku we've seen in the Bundesliga. And then you look on the other side, Pedro Neto, who was like, I would have taken Pedro Neto at Liverpool all day, every day. I'm sure you would have at United as well. Just looks a shadow of himself. And then
Nkunku's had a few injuries and all, hasn't he, and stuff like that as well.
He has, but even when he's come in, he's looked uninterested. His body language is horrific. I don't know whether he's playing him out of position or he's not happy or maybe he just hasn't settled or whatever it is because of the injuries or whatever else. But like when you look at the actual team on paper, they've got a really good team on paper. Yeah. And they've also got one, we spoke about it before, up to a while ago as well. They had one of the strongest benches in terms of backups as well.
Yeah, exactly. Strength of depth,
but, just hasn't worked out. I suppose we should have mentioned on the podcast as well. Congratulations to Rory McIlroy winning the Masters last night as well. Absolutely phenomenal. But we forgot to mention, I should have done
seeing that this morning. Now, obviously, golf won't be my cup of tea, and more snooker if I'm not watching football. But yeah, great win from him. Yeah, unbelievable. To hear, listen to the interview on the radio there this morning, you could hear it in his voice getting very emotional, talking about his mum and dad and stuff like that, you know.
No, you could see it last night. I watched it last night, the emotion pouring out, and especially having to go to a playoff as well when he really had it won. You could have faltered there. But we'll continue on anyway. Liverpool 2, West Ham 1. Liverpool very, very good in the first half, creating chances and stuff like that. Second half, not so good. West Ham came into the game. We knew Potter would make the changes. Kind of fell away a little bit. Didn't create a whole lot second half. Van Dijk and Robinson with a clanger, letting West Ham in.
See Robbo's reaction? Oh my God.
Absolutely. And listen, that's what I want to see.
100%. That's what you want.
No one's immune for it. But Virgil van Dijk going up the other end, 89th minute, and making up for it with a bullet header.
Unbelievable. It's like no one's around him, you know. It just fell on his head into the back of the net, bang.
Golf isn't a real sport. There you go. That's the ref in you talking.
Too right.
At the VAR down at Castlecomber the other day, I wonder.
He doesn't care about the green jacket. It's all about the black and white striped shirt, you know.
That good footlocker gig. Captain made up for it big time. He did make up for it big time. But do you know something? It just feels like we're just mosing to the end of this, and we were galloping, and now we're just kind of cantering, like, you know what I mean? It's just, even if we had it drawn, like, it was like, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Wolves, Ryan, if you're in the chat, Wolves on a mad one, 4-2. 8-0, my boy, after 2 minutes. What a goal. Yeah. What a goal. Took it well. Jed Spence with an OG, the weirdest goal you will ever see. It was crazy. And then Larson on 64 and Cunha, of course, on 86. And then on the other side, Matthias Tell on 59. And my all-time favourite player, Richarlison, on 85. But Spurs getting beaten 4-2 by Wolves. We know Molyneux, tough place to go. He's back, baby. You're flying high, Ryan. You're flying high in the Irish League. You're now after creating that gap in the Premier League. It's all gravy at the moment. It's all gravy. Onto the most informed team in the league.
Hey, go on the Wolves. Is anyone watching the Monday Night Football? Are Thierry Henry, your man Jones, and Carragher all just dressed exactly the same? It's like
they're all kind of cut from the same cloth, really.
Seriously, same tops, same play and everything.
There we go. And a similar scoreline, but not as bad. We'll move on. Newcastle 4-1 against Manchester United. Tonali with the goal, took it really well. What an assist by Alexander Isak. Unbelievable.
Can I just say, no, but like, did you see Lindelof? Lindelof is with Isak. Then for some unknown reason, he's decides to take 3 steps back. That's when the ball is played into him, and then he goes back onto him. I'm like, what are you doing backing off him? Like,
do you know what I thought he was thinking? I think he was thinking Isak was going to hit a bicycle kick or something.
What? Like, but still, do with John Terry or Vidic and stick your head in there. If you get hit, you get hit. But I was looking at him. He took 3 yards off. I'm looking, going, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Like,
will I trigger you now? Will I trigger you?
Go ahead.
There was talk of a contract extension. Just saying.
Oh, stop, man.
Just saying. Just saying.
When I see Bruno getting taken off, and the first player he goes over to hand the captain's armband is bleeding Lindelof. That just shows how far we've gone, you know.
Garnacho equaliser. Really, really nice team goal.
Yeah.
Really well. The way they opened up. And a lovely little toe poke really kind of finished into the far corner, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, we took it well, yeah. And even before that, I think early on in the game, Xerxes and Bruno's link-up play for that move and stuff like that was excellent. Yeah, but it was a good goal. Good work by Dallo. And Garnacho went on and done the rest. And at 1-1 then you're thinking, Jesus, right game on here. We haven't played great. Newcastle have been a much better team. We haven't played great, but we equalise. Hopefully that gives us a bit of confidence now. Keep the ball for a while, but yeah, it wasn't to be. And you know what, Morris, and that was against Leicester last week as well. What did they win, 3 or 4-0, and he wasn't involved in any of the goals.
But the sign of good forward players that even if they're not scoring, they're assisting. Need I mention Mo Salah? Even when they're not scoring, they're assisting. Just saying. But there you go. Then we had the one thing I would say about Garnacho is tone down on the celebration a little bit, boy. You've had a horrific season. There is nothing to celebrate at all. Score your goal, get the ball, bring it back to the halfway line, and get on with your business.
It's been a weird season for him. Obviously, at the start of the season, playing under Ten Hag, Amarin comes in October. They don't see eye to eye initially. He didn't take.
And then January, he felt like there was talk of going to Chelsea as well with that bid, and then they felt like he was surplus to requirements and stuff like that. And then he spit the solder out, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like he applied himself to Amarin's training techniques and stuff like that, and Amarin gave him a second chance. He had a few decent games then and stuff like that in the league and in the cup as well. But
he comes across like he would prosper in a move to La Liga or something like that, wouldn't he?
Do you know, I talked to dealers and work about this. I think I might have talked to William, he's usually in the chat as well. You know, he's played with Ronaldo, he's played with Messi. It's like on the big I am, but he's still a young lad. He still has a lot to prove. And he hasn't done that as of yet. And until he does that, I think he has to drop the attitude and realise, you know, who he is and what he is, you know.
Yeah, and then Barnes obviously with 2 really, really good goals. We're seeing the real Barnes now, aren't we? We kind of questioned him earlier on in the season, and he did have an injury as well, but
it's saying something if you're keeping Gordon out of the team, you know. Anthony Gordon played very, very well in the early parts of the season and into the mid-season. I know he had a bit of an injury then, came back, did all right, but Harvey's been excellent. Murphy's been brilliant the last few weeks as well. Murphy has just been on fire as well. Even the likes of Dan Burn and Sher, you know, they've been excellent for them, solid. You see Dan, was it the lads trying to wind up our lads from set pieces and stuff like that. Euro had to get involved. I felt sorry for Harry and Mass as well. You know, he's getting his full debut against
and getting hooked.
Yeah,
getting hooked. And was not the worst player on the pitch.
He wasn't. And in fairness, because he was thrown on the deep end, you're throwing him in one of the best away atmospheres in the league in St. James's Park against a team who've just won their first trophy in God knows how long. And you know, you're expecting him to do a job. I thought he done well considering everything, but you know, I think obviously it was a baptism of fire for him throwing him into that game. But listen, he still has plenty of years ahead of him, so it's just a start for him, you know.
I said it yesterday when I seen him clapping the fans as well. He was there, he was in the coat and stuff like that. And I said, someone go over there at a senior level and pat him on the back and tell him he did a great job today. You know what I mean? Because I did kind of fear from getting hooked as well and stuff like that. Because it's, you know, 1 minute you're there and it's your dream, and the next minute it's hooked away from you, and you don't know when it's going to come back and stuff like that. But he certainly wasn't the worst person on that team.
Definitely not close.
Yeah, Harry Amass was the only player in the United Newcastle who could hold his head up high.
100%, Phil. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, listen, and it's not often I give him his flowers either. Bruno as well came out after the game and did an interview. And, you know, it's tough on him as well. He's had a tough time there as well. At times he's carried the team nearly on his own. And I know we've given out about his attitude and his petulance and all this other stuff at times as well. But he's shown a level of maturity, I think, in the last number of weeks in a really, really tough situation and stuff like that as well. And, I mean, he could easily have turned around and walked away and gone into a side in La Liga or wherever, you know, and stuff like that. But he chose to stick around and stuff like that. And there was a bit of passion about him the other day post-match and stuff like that. So there you go. We have to do that. Just let you know, Bournemouth won 1-0 against Fulham, and they are in the dizzy heights of 8th. They are 6 points behind Aston Villa and Chelsea and 7 behind Man City at the moment. What a job Iraola has done. Fulham just behind them on goal difference. 12 goal difference as well. Absolutely phenomenal. So hats off to Bournemouth. It's me, Everest. Big up. Just 2 games, lads. Then 20 times we go. Absolutely. And I'm hoping I'll be in Vegas for it. Right. Let's talk League of Ireland. Get your League of Ireland hats on, lads. Let's go. Philip and all the boys. Let's go. Let's talk. Pats winning against Cork down on Turner's Cross 2-0.
Great win for them. Great win.
Very, very good.
Particularly Ryan G. He's the Pats fan now, isn't he? Ryan G.
He is.
That's his nominated. Nominated team from. Yeah, great win. Obviously Stephen has started off a little bit slow, but gotten into it. They have. Cork Turner's Cross always a tough place to go to. So it was a great win for them. And they hover around the top of the table still, you know.
Yeah, no, very impressive. And then Drogheda as well, real good season going for them. Came out of the promotion, the relegation battle there, end of last season and stuff like that, but have had a phenomenal start to the season. 3-1 against Derry up there, always a tough place to go as well. Big win for Drogheda.
I don't know what Tim Clancy done at the start during the pre-season, but the turnaround and those lads, think that obviously they won the FAI Cup, but they were in a promotion relegation playoff then battle, and they're after turning things around. They stayed up, they turned things around, and they've just been excellent all over the park, you know. Like I said, from Brendan up to the top, the lads playing up top, they've been excellent, and a great win against Derry on the road as well, you know.
Yeah. And then we had another Dublin derby. Shells coming out 1-0 on top against Bows. Bows have been flying high recently, finding lots and lots of goals, but shut down by Shelbourne. So I think Damien Duff would have been as happy about the clean sheet as much as he was about the win, because Bows have been finding their scoring boots.
Yeah, no, it was great win, good performance to keep a clean sheet against them. They did create chances and stuff like that, but great win. The massive 3 points, you know, particularly some of the games. Shells, Philip, you'll know yourself, Philip does be in the stands, he home and away to watch Shells. The performances have not been great. They haven't been great over the last few weeks, but it's a great win. Hopefully we can build on that now. There's a few more games coming up on Virgin Media over the next few weeks as well, with Shells involved. So great win. Delighted with it was.
Yeah, it felt like a big win as well.
Massive.
And then Shamrock Rovers beating Waterford 2-0.
Yeah, I thought Waterford would have shown a bit more here. Watching the game itself, Rovers looked like a pre-season friendly at time. Rovers were just knocking around the ball. Waterford weren't really pressing them or getting at them and making it a game. But yeah, Rovers just listen. It could have been more, but yeah, they seen out 2-0, so good win for them. And I think they won 4-1 tonight, from what you're seeing there against Cork. So I think they're a point off the top now after those two wins there. So.
It's interesting looking at Rovers this season. Does it kind of should I say nearly an over patience to their play? They play like the game is already won, and right from the get go. Yeah, it's very kind of lethargic and methodical. And now I know they had quite the preseason as well, because they were flying high in Europe.
Yeah.
At times they look a little bit leggy, don't they?
At 2-0 up, they were just passing around, particularly around the back four and stuff like that. And like I said, it's almost like Waterford got fed up and was like, here, we're not bothering to close them down. They're just messing around here. They weren't going for the jugular. But yeah, it was a good win for them. And tonight again, Cork at home 4-1. Cork scored late on there to make it the scoreline look less embarrassing. But yeah, it's like I said, it takes them within a point of the top of the table. So Stephen can only be delighted with that, because particularly over the last few seasons, they started off very, very slow, which they have done slightly this season, but they've gotten themselves back in course now, you know.
The table is starting to look kind of like we could be in for a real good title race again. Isn't it the way it's shaping up after 9 games, 10 games, whatever it is? It's kind of, it's not looking as unfamiliar as it did after, say, maybe 6 games when we had Cork up there, Waterford up there, or whatever it was, you know. And even Drogheda is kind of the anomaly a little bit, not disrespecting them, but I don't think anyone expected Drogheda to start the season like this. And stuff
Definitely not. But, it's been great. It's great. It keeps it, you know, exciting, and it keeps that buzz there. Particularly, like I said, Drogheda were down the bottom of the table for most of last season with their loud neighbours Dundalk as well. So it's great to see, you know.
Let's move over then. And obviously, sorry, I meant to say Galway picking up a 2-1 win as well against Sligo. Good win for Galway as well. Galway doing really well this season as well, actually.
They've done really, really well, and it's funny, they showed a stat, wasn't it? That game against Sligo in 2021 or 22, there was 453 people at it. There was 4,600 at the game or something on Friday night. Unbelievable.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Division 1. Bray picking up a big win at home, 2-1 against Treaty, who have stumbled a little bit in recent weeks, but had a real good start to the season.
Yeah, great win. I think Bray, yeah, man. I mean, is it the guy who scored a second goal, the youngest ever goal scorer for Bray now? I think he was only 16 or something.
That's right.
Great goal. I know I remember him being talked about when he was under 15s or something with Bray or with the Irish team. But yeah, he's excellent win for them. Dundalk then obviously against Cove.
Cove.
Cove so hard to play against. I think it was an OG as well, wasn't it? That Dundalk's called. I think it was an OG, so it was a tough game. But again, Dundalk are unbeaten now in the league. They're doing really well, you know. Play, you know, you're looking at it going, could they go the whole season unbeaten? You know,
go invincible, and get that little trophy off Morris.
I didn't, I didn't want to say anything, and obviously, Mr. John Temple wouldn't like to hear that because it puts added pressure on. But you know, it's going that way so far. But
it's those kind of 1-0 grinders against the likes of Cove and stuff like that. They're the results of champions, aren't they?
Exactly.
When you look at stuff like that. But nice to see Bray back up there as well, who were so unlucky missing out on promotion last year with the playoff against Strada. Kerry beating Athlone Town 3-0. Athlone really struggling.
I think
Kerry
Athlone sacked their manager after that game on Friday night.
There we go.
They parted company. So yeah, it just shows you they have been great this season. Great win for Kerry. I don't think you'll see Kerry winning many games by 3 goals to 0, you know. So they'll take that in their history books, you know.
Yeah, hence the reaction after the game then, obviously, because that's one of those games where you look at it and you go, we've really ran our course with this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way they sounded out. And then a draw, Wexford 2, Finn Harps 2, and then UCD picking up a 1-0 win as well.
Yeah. UCD, again, you don't see many UCD running away with games when they do win, but it was a 1-0 win, 3 points, clean sheet on the road, you know. Again, they didn't have much of I think there was only about 30 fans down there or something like that.
Students are struggling, aren't they?
Yeah,
students are struggling.
Big time.
Absolutely. Tough road from. Morris loved Dundalk, great town, went to college there. There we go.
Good done. Sorry, guys. Holly's just screaming. 2 seconds. I'll just
far away. Do your thing. So as Mark said, and obviously Wexford 2, Finn Harps 2. Hard to see by Dundalk this year, though, isn't it? They kind of feel like they're a Premier League team, you know, just unlucky last year with everything that went on inside the club and outside, really. But I've kind of found the stability there now that they've kicked on and are doing really well, and they'll be promoted back up this year. So that's our roundup for the League of Ireland. The Healy Rays were dancing on the crossroads with that 3-0. They certainly were, They certainly were. I'd say they were. Big up Ryan, mate. There we go from Daz, and big up Daz, mate. So that's more or less it, folks. Mark's jumped off there, the door woke up, not a problem. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification and drop a like on the video. I will be back probably next Monday week, I would say. I'm not back in Ireland until Wednesday. I may get to do a Thursday tier talk, we will see. I might even do a Wednesday show, do a wrestling one to catch up. We'll see. It depends how exhausted I am after that trip. But look, keep an eye on the channel. Make sure you have that bell notification hit. I will be uploading plenty of footage and videos over the next week of our trip to Vegas and stuff like that. It's going to be an absolute belter. Niall, I just asked this on another channel. What's yours and Mark's opinion on auto red cards? I don't know. I sometimes I enjoy the jeopardy of the game, you know, that kind of way. I don't want the game to become too robotic, and I don't want it to become over technology either as well. I kind of like the jeopardy of a decision in it and stuff like that, you know. Now, I'd like them to get them right and stuff like that, but I don't know. Auto red cards, don't know. It depends. Like, how would you even set the parameters, you know? Very, very difficult. Enjoy yourself. I'll be in touch with you. Don't worry about that. We'll keep in touch throughout the week. Great show as always. Big up, Ian. Love you, man. And Ryan, big up Niall and Mark. Great show, and see you on the next one. Absolutely. So, folks, stay safe. Enjoy it. And as always, a shout out. Like we always have our thoughts and prayers with the families of the 97 who lost their lives this week. Such a big week in Liverpool's history and stuff like that. And footballing history. Phillips in. Enjoy Vegas, Niall. Bring me back a stick of rock. Absolutely. And we are now over and out. Weeks are out, folks. And Ryan, smash the likes up as well. Absolutely. And Daz, have a good time at Mania, Niall. I will, Daz. Keep in touch with you, bro. Right, folks, that's it. Talk to you soon. Have a safe week and enjoy the football.